So to get started on this Swiss roll, you want to make sure that you can prepare all of the components, including the sponge, the confit, and your chantilly cream. So let's get started. So our souffle sponge roll has finished cooling, so we can now start assembling our Swiss roll. So I've had my raspberry confit in the fridge and it has set. So all you need to do is take that out and we're going to whisk that until it's nice and smooth. And then just transfer to a piping bag. And I've just got here my Earl Grey mascarpone chantilly. I'm just going to transfer that also to a piping bag, and I've just fitted it with a 1 centimetre or 10 millimetre round tip nozzle. So now with our sponge, I'm just going to take it off the cooling rack, take off that top part, and I'm going to slide this piece of baking paper underneath, probably about halfway through, because when we roll it, the end of where it's going to roll is going to sit on that paper. So I like to just trim my ends just to make sure there's no tough parts. So just using a serrated knife or a cake knife. Now the end that's furthest away from you, we're going to cut this on an angle so we have a slope or a ramp. So when we're rolling our sponge cake, it has a nice ledge to sit on. And I'm just going to gently nudge my cake so it's sitting on that other piece of the baking paper. So when we finish rolling, it will sit perfectly in the middle. So now we want to put a nice thin layer of our raspberry confit. And just at the ends, you want to leave a little bit of a gap just at the end where it's going to finish rolling. So now we're going to go in with our chantilly cream, and I want to leave again some spacing, especially at the end where we are finishing the roll. So about 1.5 inches from that end, furthest away from us. And in between each stripe that we're piping, we're going to leave about the same width again in between. So you can see there's like a spacing. And finishing up at the end here, I want to leave about 1 inch space. And then your leftovers, you can use that for garnish if you would like. So using our offset spatula, we're going to start joining those piped rows of our chantilly cream. So just be very gentle. And the reason that we do pipe our chantilly cream is so we don't have the raspberry and the chantilly blending together. So it keeps them as nice separate stripes in our Swiss roll. So it looks lovely when we cut into it. So now you have that nice and spread out evenly. We're going to go to each end and create a ramp, so joining the two together. So just swiping down like so, and then it's the same at the beginning. So now we can start rolling. So with rolling this particular sponge, it is quite delicate. So we want to use gravity and not pull or stretch the sponge. So using your baking paper to help you, we're going to start with the first part of rolling over. Now don't worry if the first roll starts breaking slightly. I want to get that first round over. Now I'm just going to put down some cling wrap and carefully transfer your sponge roll onto your cling wrap. Wrap it with the paper. Cling wrap to stop it from drying out. So you just want to transfer it onto a tray or onto a rack and pop that into the fridge for 4 to 6 hours, or even better, overnight, for all of those flavors to infuse. So I've had our London Fog Swiss roll in the fridge. I actually popped it in there overnight so all of those flavors could infuse into our sponge. So now we can get this going onto our chopping board and unwrap it. So the first thing that I want to do is trim my ends and pop it on my serving plate. And just use a nice big offset spatula to transfer onto your plate. Now you can garnish your cake any way that you would like. I am using my leftover chantilly cream, and I've just put it into a piping bag, and I fitted it with a Saint Honor piping tip to give it a nice, interesting design. So to ensure that I get it centered, I'm just going to take my offset spatula and find where the center of my cake is and just give myself a little bit of a guide. So now I have some yuzu curd and some leftover raspberry confit that I'm going to use to garnish as well. And to finish it off, I have some flowers. We've got some beautiful cornflowers here and some rose petals and some freeze-dried raspberry powder. I had some fun chocolate hearts, which I tempered over Valentine's Day, and it's got me thinking Queen of Hearts. So I think this kind of goes with our London Fog, or like English type of Swiss roll. So I'm gonna pop some of these on as well. And there you have it, guys. That is our London Fog Swiss roll with that beautiful chantilly cream infused with our Earl Grey tea and with our raspberry confit. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video.